what are your last words before we come to a close to this episode?
Well, the last words are there are a lot of scams everywhere, not just in France, but everywhere wherever you go, people will be there to scam you. Just have to follow, just keep your mind open. Just think like how you would do if you were in such a situation.
Yeah.
Like if you are a business, how would you do the business? You won't ask someone else. What would you do if you were in that situation? Just do like that. Keep an open mind and.
Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are trying something new. We are trying vlogging because our location and we actually had a dog there who said no, not today. You ain't taking that picture or that video today. So we had to improvise and here we are. Today I have with me, apparently says he's the lover of scams, or should I say every scam loves him. So today he's going to share with us his story of his scamming experience. And if today's your first time, subscribe. So do introduce yourself.
So,
we could actually move.
Okay. So my name is Aditya. I've been in Nantes for my masters, and currently I'm now searching for jobs and house. But as she said, I've been the target of many scams. Thankfully, I wasn't scammed by any of them. I have good friends. They gave me good advice. So at the last moment, I got saved. But yeah, I have gotten more scams than anyone, I think.
How many have you gotten actually?
Actually, when I was searching my house, I got 3 or 4 scams of fake advertisements, and for jobs, I think around 10 or 12.
so like 15 scams within a period of 2 years.
Yeah. Not 2 years, just 1 month, one or 2 months. Ever since I came back from my internship, I came to Nantes to search a job, search a house. Yeah, 2 months to 12, 15 scams.
That sucks. That really sucks. So, how was your first scam like? Could you share with us how it was like?
So the first scam, me and my friend, we were searching for an apartment in Nantes after we finished our internship. So we found the person on Locavis.
Okay.
So what he said, he has a big house near the river, and he sent us some pictures. And it was a fully furnished house. Everything was very good. The rent was reasonable.
How much was the rent?
The rent, he said, was around 350 for you can say a T2.
Okay.
A fully furnished T2, 350.
But that's too cheap for
That's
T2.
too cheap. That's too cheap. So we automatically started contacting him when is it possible? Is it available? Everything, is it possible we can visit? So that's when we realized that it's a scam. Whenever we asked him can we visit?
Yeah.
He always said I live in Belgium, so you have to send me some money. You have to send me some portion of the security money. He said around 1100 euros.
1100 euros.
1100 euros.
When?
Yeah.
How much is 1100 euros? 1100 euros.
Yeah.
When your rent is 350, he wants a deposit of 1100 euros.
Yeah. And he
this
said
guy is bold.
Yeah. And he said you have to send it because that would be a guarantee that you will take the house, and then only I will come from Belgium to give you the keys and show you the house.
Okay, so basically one red flag for a scam is if they tell you should pay before the money, because here in France most people who own homes, they'll only give you the house if they see you. Like some of them, even if you want to give them money for the place, you're like, no, you have to come see the place first. So if somebody asks you for money before, then it's a red flag. And also normally the deposit is twice the amount of your rent. So his rent was 350.
It's more than twice, like 700.
Yeah, the deposit should be around
700.
And he's asking for 1,100. So that's another red flag.
That's another red flag. But we still like continue to discuss with him, like negotiate, like can you show us before. So he said there's a thing in France, I don't know if people know about that. There's a thing called transcash.
Okay, no, I don't know.
Transcash is basically an irretraceable way of sending money from one place to another. You cannot trace it. So basically it's just like you go to the tobacco, you give them like 1,000 or 1,100 euros, they'll give you a card. And you send the code of the card to the other person. And as soon as that other person puts it in the bank account, the money from the tobacco, it gets directly transferred to that person.
Wow.
So it completely it cannot be traced.
Oh, okay. So
that is how he was asking us to pay the deposit.
Okay, no.
So that was just like no.
Yeah. So basically, even if you send money, and one thing is that if the money is also huge, always insist that you are going to do a bank transfer.
Yeah.
Like if you don't give it to them in cash, because at least if it's a bank transfer, it can be traced. Anything apart from banks,
it cannot
don't
be
do it,
traced.
baby. Don't do it.
Exactly. So these were similar experiences I had with other houses. They all said we'll take the money by either by cash. You can give it to some third party person, or you can send it by transcash. So anytime anyone says you give us the money by cash or by transcash, that's the right thing.
Run.
That's a scam. So this was the scam I had to face during the time of my search for homes.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so interesting with regards to the scams for the housing. So how were your job scams like?
So mostly I'm searching for jobs in Nantes. So I mostly applied for jobs which are posted on Facebook. So what happens is the first thing, as soon as you apply for the job, they'll directly send you a message like we saw your job, we saw a job application and we are very interested. So that's not exactly the first point. You can give them the benefit of the doubt, but then they start making big stories.
Big stories,
exactly. Like one of the guy I was telling her about, he sells like cereals in Nantes, and what he asked me to do was he wanted me to go to his suppliers, buy the stuff, take orders from them, and take orders whatever is required, and take the money from them, and eventually send the owner the money.
Okay.
So that was like the red flag, because if you're starting a business,
why would you give somebody all the amount of money?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you hire someone you don't know to take money from your customers and then give it to him? Like, it doesn't make any sort of sense. And the second thing, like another scam I got.
So you told him you wouldn't do it?
What?
You told him that you wouldn't do it?
No.
Okay.
I told him like I can handle everything. You just deal with your suppliers. I can deal with the customers and everything. But then nothing. I didn't get any reply from him, and that's it.
Okay.
So that was the serial guy. Another one I got was like for maintenance of house, like housekeeping and all that stuff. So the guy said that he lives in Canada, and he's coming here with his wife.
Okay.
And she's going to have a baby, so they want to come to a clean house in France.
Okay.
So I agreed for it, everything. So every time, like whenever it's a scam, so they will always ask you two things: where you live, where you exactly live, your actual city, and the name of your bank.
Okay.
So they do this because what they'll do is they'll send you a check for some amount, like big amount, like 1,500 euros or 2,000 euros. They'll send us check for that, and they'll ask you to give it to someone. because and they'll say that they can't directly transfer it to that person because there's some problem with the person's bank account or something like that. So basically this is one of the biggest red flags, because if you deposit the check in your account and then you give it to someone,
Okay.
and it's a facility in France that the check can be cancelled even after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So basically he'll retain his 2,000 euros and you'll be out of 1,800, whatever money you have to give. So anytime any of the job posters, they say, okay, we'll deal with checks. No. That's a direct scam. You should never deal with checks. You should never deal with cash. You should never deal with transcash. Never. Just it's better if you directly just ask him, okay, I'll take the job if you can say you can give me, like, you will pay me by a bank transfer. That's it. Or if they first of all, if they agree to meet you, because none of them, I talked to most of them. I told them, like, can we meet? Can we make a Zoom call? Can we make a video call or any? And just a normal call. No. They said, no, we don't want to. We are busy. We are doing this. We are doing that. So that's another red flag.
Another scam also is Amelie. So basically, Amelie is a health insurance. They're in charge of the health insurance here in France. So whenever you go to the hospital, you pay, and the government pays you part of it. And I've actually happened to me twice. So the first one, I went to the hospital, and when I came back, like, I made all the payments, and I got a text message that because I visited the hospital, the government is refunding me around 500 euros. I was very excited because around that time I really needed money. So immediately I saw the message, I just clicked on it, and I just clicked on the site, and they were asking me for, like, my details, my bank details, and I was like, Barbara, relax. Because in the first place, when I went to the hospital, I didn't spend 500 euros. So why would the government give me 500 euros? What the France government, they actually like giving money here. Like here in France, you can be there, they'll be giving you free money. So when I said that, I was like, okay, maybe the government is up to it again, wanting to give me free money. But when they started asking for my bank details, I was like, no, because on their Amelie website, they already have your bank details. So there's no need for them to ask for your bank details. So then I stopped. Then I realized it was a scam. And recently I went to visit the hospital and I got the message back again. So I don't know if it's like they have a code where immediately I visit the hospital, they just send me the message. So anytime like you receive a message where people are asking for your bank details, please don't do it, or your card details, like
your personal details, anything related to you personally, your travel documents, anything.
Don't do it.
Yeah, that's a
and
scam.
The other one too is like they called me and they said they deal in the financial market where you pay an amount of money and they can assure you of a certain amount of money. Actually, I've had some earlier this year and just recently, I think last week, they called me again. They said what? I give them 100 euros. And in the month, I'm going to get 300 euros cashback guarantee, like if I didn't get my money. In the first place,
why isn't everyone rich in France?
Exactly, like it's a cold call. Like I don't know you from anywhere. You just call me telling me this and that. And the most funny thing was that when they called, they were speaking in French. And I was like, I don't understand French. Like, oh, don't worry. They got somebody who spoke in English to me. And actually, I put it on my status, and some of my friends reached out that, oh, they've experienced it. And apparently, any language they can speak. Because one of them actually said that they spoke to him in our local language, that's Chi. And number that called from UK, like so it's like it's really crazy. So anytime somebody calls you online requesting, like, just don't do it. And most of us we fall into this scam because of greed. Like with the Amelie thing, it was just because of greed. If I wasn't really like it was because of greed that I'll fall into it. So just be careful. Be very careful. So do you have any other experience?
Yeah, I just have one more, like with the job.
Okay.
I saw one job for Sennheiser, the headphone company. The headphone company, they said like they wanted people for the store for selling the stuff.
Okay.
So I applied for them. They were interested. Everything was going good. They said like they want me to send me my details, like my passport, my visa for the file. Okay, so I agreed. But when they send me like the mail, they send me a mail on which to forward that those details. I saw that usually what happens when it's a company, they usually have like assign, if they are a legit company, they'll have their own internal email.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
assigner is a .fr,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
in colleges we have ecn.fr.
Oh, yeah.
So, but this one they said it like something like Zoho mail or sometimes a Gmail.
Yeah, okay.
So like it's more like a personal account rather than a company account. So that is one of the biggest red flags. If it's a big company, they will have their own official account, and you should check, like if you're applying for a company, you should check where the email is coming from. They are not asking you to send the documents to a personal one, but it would be better if you send it to an official one,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
And also, if they force you like make payments, we like just make payment. Like if they are putting pressure on you to make payment, just know that it's a scam. And there's this one that's also going on. That's the Canada scam, where they call you and be like they've gotten a space for you to have an entry visa to Canada. But you yourself, you know that like you've not done any applications, you are not even qualified for entry.
You don't even have the visa.
Exactly, to go to Canada, and somebody is calling you and it's putting pressure on you, like I have a spot for you. If you don't pay within the 20 or 48 hours, like you are losing a spot. Please don't do it. As far as anybody is forcing you to
you can just say I may let someone have the opportunity.
Exactly.
I don't deserve it. I don't have time. Just say anyone more deserving can go. I don't have time.
Exactly. Like for travels, as far as anybody is putting pressure on you, just know that it's a scam. So Aditya, what are your last words before we come to a close to this episode?
Well, the last words are there are a lot of scams everywhere, not just in France, but everywhere wherever you go, people will be there to scam you. Just have to follow, like, just keep your mind open. Just think like how you would do if you were in such a situation.
Yeah.
Like if you are a business, how would you do the business? You won't ask someone else. What would you do if you were in that situation? Just do like that. Keep an open mind, and that's it.
Okay. And thanks very much, Aditya. I'm really grateful. And if today is your first time,
Yeah.
do subscribe.
Yeah.
And also hit the bell button so that when there's a new video, you would be informed. Bye.
And if